So here we are today. We're in Dodge Hill, air raid shelter.
German plane spotted flying over Stockport heading towards Manchester, over.
So we're actually like walking on the same steps that these poor people that were sort of frightened from the war would have actually come down here all those years ago. Whoa, what the hell was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah. Hello?
You have to put it on something, you know what I mean? What? Don't do that. What are you doing?
Right up to
Are you joking?
No, I'm not. Get recording.
Yeah. Don't me up, Dad. Now, Stockport has a tunnel network that runs underneath it, and these tunnels were actually air raid shelters. Oh wow, where's the toilets? Absolutely fascinating place. So I'm back out. It's freezing, it's December, but it's not going to stop me exploring, because this is an opportunity that I just couldn't turn down. Now, Stockport has a tunnel network that runs underneath it, and these tunnels were actually air raid shelters. And during the war, all the people, when the bombs were dropping over Manchester and Stockport, would be sort of evacuated and pushed into these air raid shelters. And like I say, when an opportunity arises like this, I just can't turn it down. But it's a piece of history that, for me to actually go in and walk in these air raid shelters of the same people from that era, you know, all those years ago, actually did as well. I find it absolutely amazing, it's fascinating, and I need to get involved. There's just something in me that has to, I don't want to see pictures, I want to touch it, and I want to see it for real. So, sit back and enjoy.
Being bombed was rather strange. It was a feeling of time standing still. Time standing still. Time standing still. Being bombed was rather strange. It was a feeling of time standing still.
Dodge Hill air raid shelters. It was built between 1938 and 1939 to protect the local people of Stockport from the relentless German onslaught that heavily bombed parts of Manchester and eventually Stockport itself during World War II. The tunnel network was designed to house up to 2,000 people underground, but this was the smaller of the 3 local air raid shelters, the other 2 being Chestergate and Brinksway. Using pneumatic drills, the council workers carved their way through the sandstone and soil which Stockport is built upon. And throughout its entirety of its labyrinth-like maze, tool marks are still visible from the people that dug this place out all those years ago. Shortly after the war, the shelters were sealed up for good. locked, nothing but darkness. And echoes of his past, contained like a forgotten time capsule. But absorbed within the fibres of the crumbling sandstone walls lies the emotion of fear, panic, dread. Your life hanging in the balance of the stone walls that surrounded you and your loved ones. This was the only means of protection. Hearing the haunting sound of the air raid siren in the dead of night must have been a thing of unimaginable horror. Children crying with confusion and fear, clutching onto their mothers, fathers, siblings in an uncontrollable state of panic, making their way down to the shelters in the pouring down rain, only to be greeted by the warden,
Hey up, we meet again.
who would organise a crowd and try to calm down those who might have been in a state of fear.
Let's get you dry off.
The comfort of a teddy bear for a small child who was perplexed, far too young to comprehend why people were running underground. A warm cup of tea for the old lady,
There you go, love. Put a drop of whiskey in it for you as well.
who even though might have been as tough as old boots,
Don't you worry about me. I've survived World War One. I'll survive this.
was probably in a state of shock deep down. A smile from a stranger. It could have been that one little thing that took your mind off what was going on just for that split second.
Don't worry, love. Everything's gonna be alright.
But reading about this place wasn't good enough.
Being bombed was rather strange.
I had to see it for myself. So I decided to make a video on the history of Dodge Hill, bringing the story to life. And over the space of 3 weeks, I teamed up with fellow YouTubers Danny Ranks and Derelict Manchester, as well as my dad and RSD, all on separate occasions. But it wasn't long after being down in the shelters that things started to feel a little eerie.
Did you hear that?
And as crazy as it sounds, I thought I could hear voices, whispers, as if catching the back end of a conversation. Suddenly, this big historical video that I had planned started to take a turn in a very different direction. And what happened down there was too good to leave out of this video.
That's not our voice. That is none of our voices. We don't speak like that.
Now, I'm not saying that it's paranormal, as I know your mind can play tricks on you in a place as dark as this.
Whoa, what the hell was that? Did you hear that?
But we caught voices, and we heard things that we couldn't really explain, as well as feeling a presence in some way, a feeling of being observed. Take a look.
What a place. Absolutely fascinating place. So where we are today, we're in Dodge Hill air raid shelter in Stockport, and I'm joined today by my dad and RSD that are just sort of getting themselves ready. What we're going to do is going to explore this tunnel. Now this tunnel was built for World War II, so that all the people where they needed evacuating and putting into the you know, when the bombs were going to drop, they actually took them down here because these are the air raid shelters, and there's actual beds. The bed frames are still down here and everything. So we're going to take you around it, and then we're going to take you to Werneth Low and go through the story of what you would have saw looking at Manchester all the way from the top of Werneth Low. So I hope you enjoy. It's vast, isn't it?
Nice bricks up like those.
Indiana Jones tackle this. I just hope it's been like getting picked up on the camera because this torch is really bad. So these are the old bunk beds that you can see, these steel frames here. These are the old bunk beds that they actually would have slept on when they brought them down here, sort of in the war. This bit's been re-bricked up here. Someone's had a go at it, hasn't they? Look at that.
Yeah.
They need to be careful, you know.
Why?
No people drilling like that.
I know, underneath.
Whole thing might collapse.
Pretty thingy sandstone, isn't it? Pretty soft.
So each corner sort of that we're turning, I'm sort of doing it with caution. Because one of these days, wow,
Gee.
there'll be an axe wheeling homicidal maniac around one of these corners.
There'll be a mass fight to get out of that little hole.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my god, Chris.
So what we'll do is we'll just keep carrying on, eh?
I'm gonna go something there.
We have plans to sort of split up as well. We've brought walkie-talkies with us. Now I've not actually been down this bit, but there's definitely a weird feeling down here. Wow, what's that there? Oh, it's that. I thought someone had a fire going.
What is it?
See it there?
Oh, yeah.
I thought someone had a little fire going there.
Reflector?
Yeah.
You know what? Metal detector as well, isn't it?
Look at that. Don't know how old that is. Those flags, these actual flags here.
Yeah.
Now that the flag down.
Yeah. Again, it's an alcove, maybe this is where they had the...
Well, there was like, I think there was little parts for the wardens to stay. See now the site, listen to that now.
Yeah.
The acoustics completely gone.
Where they dug it out.
I know. All the chisel marks still in the walls. Well, the pickaxe marks. Right, let's just should we do a thing where we turn the lights out, see how dark it is?
Yeah.
You ready?
Go on.
Have I got my flash on that? No. Right, 3. So this is exactly what we're sort of seeing now when we turn this off. Ready? Pitch black. No sound.
Nothing. Deathly silent.
Right. So I think where we're actually going now above us, we're sort of walking through underneath houses. And that's why it's sort of pretty warm down here. You think it'd be cold because you're underground, but it's really warm.
That was for the candles.
Yeah,
lights.
yeah,
Or
very
lights
well.
on it.
For some reason this bit here is getting dark. I don't know if it's the end of the tunnel. Oh no, it turns off. Wow. And if you can see on the ceiling, see these like little brackets here. This was lit up with lights down here.
Yeah.
It actually had lights. It's definitely got an eerie vibe to it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's whoa, what the f*** hell was that?
What was it?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Shit.
Hello?
I tell you what, if my torch goes now, I'm just gonna dig an hole and fucking die.
Well, it's project.
Don't say that, Steve, please don't say that. Go on, you're the ghost hunter. You go first.
Yeah.
Go on, Mr. Ghost Hunter.
Oh, torches on the monkey.
Oh, don't start this. Do you want mine? Right, come on, let's just go. It's 3 of us. Did you actually hear that though? Was it me?
I didn't hear that.
Did you hear it,
I
Dad?
heard it, yeah. That'd be a fox.
Nah. Go on. Let's just go.
That'd be a hungry fox, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Massive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge. You'll have to get the one out of my bag.
Maybe 3 inches, try it.
You'll have to put it on something, you know what I mean? What? Don't do that. What are you doing?
Someone come right up to me.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not. Get recording.
Yeah? Don't shit me up, Dad. What, did you see out or?
No.
What, as if it charged at you?
Yeah.
Put your EVP on there.
Recording, eh?
Yeah, yeah. What was it, like black or could you not see it? What was it?
No.
You could see it.
No. It was close though. Come right up.
What did you feel like, Dad? Someone come up to you?
Yeah, it must have been what you heard when you come round here.
Hmm.
But it seems to come rushing up.
What, as if it
I've not
was...
felt that before.
What, as if it was like get out type thing?
No, as if it was rushing past.
I don't know why, but this side of it feels pretty creepy to me.
This side?
Yeah, you know, like, because we've heard a bang already, and I've already thought I heard a voice a minute ago.
I like cop from the back. This is the spot where we heard something rush up to me before. Just off behind camera there. Could you do it again? This time, don't want you to frighten me. I want you to do it. Come up to us and talk on this device. Will you hold that and film me down there?
So just reviewing what on the EVP through the big speaker. Shows the summer, it says. Shows the lamp.
Look at this device. Wow, listen to this.
Shows the lamp.
I want you to do it. Come up to us and talk on this device.
Might be more on that, Dad. That isn't our voice.
Dusty.
That. Dust. That's not our voice. That is none of our voices. We don't speak like that.
That's why I do silent ones.
I didn't hear that though in real time.
You heard it, Danny, no?
That's not our voice. That is none of our voices. We don't speak like that.
That's why I do silent ones.
What's it called? I've heard people come down here. Yeah, I don't know anyone that's done a sort of ghost hunt down here. Yeah, but I've heard that there's like them shadow people.
Yeah, I've heard.
Do you know what I mean? Where you can sort of see silhouettes. How true it is, I don't know. And I don't particularly. Oh, these are the steps.
Oh, they'd have gone up to the street level, wouldn't they?
Yeah. No way.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Look at that.
That's the area.
So they would have actually. The entrance was there.
Yeah.
And they ran down here. Do you know what I mean? So we're actually like walking on the same steps that these poor people that were sort of frightened from the war would have actually come down here all those years ago. Wow. Pop a load of that in there. Get them out. We've had Jaffa cakes, we've had banana bread. Now look what we've got.
Oh, Spots.
Yeah, go on. Oh yes.
Mr. Kipling's.
Mr. Kipling's.
What's that? Venetian Wolves?
Yeah,
Lovely.
have a go at them, try one of them. Honestly.
Say you want one? Good job, I was holding the right way.
Absolutely bang on them.
What's in it?
Like jam and cream.
You
Oh
want one?
nice. No, I don't want one. Don't like them. No joking.
Have a coffee?
Yeah. Hey, look at that.
That's not enough for one.
Moomin cup. It's a moomin flask.
Thank you.
Do you want one or not?
Yeah.
Listen, if we're gonna split up on the radio, then we're gonna need like names.
Like what?
Yeah.
Is it Victor one?
No, like you can be called Raven Black. Yeah. You can be called Raven Black because you dye your hair. Yeah. Steve can be called Foxy. Yeah. And I'll be called
Shit, man.
Son of Raven. Can you imagine being down here and then you hear the thud of it hitting like a part of Stockport or something?
Yeah.
You know, the vibration?
Say all dust of the fell, wouldn't
Yeah. Like boom. You'd have just heard like a distant echo, wouldn't you? Like a thud.
That's it. What that was?
These are the electric boxes.
Ah, yeah. It's a good job you come with us, you know. I haven't got a clue.
There's the pipe for the electrics there. And it comes back out there.
Yeah.
And then I would have had sand over it. So they're walking on the electric pipe as it goes.
Yeah. You going this way?
Yeah. This piece is a bit old here, isn't it? Look at that.
What?
This is like come away maybe a bit here. Is that clay?
Yeah.
Where's that? Could be.
It's easy. It's hard, but it's easy. No, it's clay.
Clay.
Yeah, it's clay that. You gotta bag it up and take it home,
I
do
know,
you?
yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
After you, sir.
So these would have been the carriages.
Mm.
Alright, where's the bucket?
Yeah, the buckets are still down here.
Oh.
And if you look, the old
There's the
timber
wooden
frames
doors.
there, see it?
Yeah, there's wooden doors.
There's an actual, I think there's a proper one if you keep going down. Try and pan you in here, so.
That's amazing.
Mm-mm,
You can see the old seat there.
you know. But if you look on the, you know, attached, Dad,
The chemic bods, don't they? Like you said, you probably
slop out,
slop
with,
out with them.
Yeah. I mean, if you look here now, I think it's this one. Maybe that one that you're just gonna go in. There's a door handle still from the actual door. Is it there? Or
Yeah, there's a
something?
tin, now. Old tin.
Someone might have moved it.
There was an handle on that piece.
Was
the
there?
first one, yeah.
And then if you, I didn't go too far that way, Dad, because it looked that's where all smack needles were.
Oh, no.
There it is. There's the old handle. Be careful touching it because it'll have. Don't know what's on it, but
Yeah.
that's the old handle. And if you come this way, the women's are here.
Innit? Still here. Oh,
Yeah. This one here.
you stunk the place out, wouldn't you? Proper dog, like,
Needs must, though, innit?
yeah. Chisel there.
You can feel it on your chest a bit more down here.
Is that the women's?
Yeah, yeah. So they would have had a light strip up here as well, see it?
Yeah. How do you know this one? Okay.
That's the door handle. I think on one of them outside it says women's and men's.
Yeah.
It's amazing that stuff's still here though, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's well organised, isn't it? When you think of it?
It looks like here there'd have been obviously like doors,
Yeah.
you know, on each individual sort of trap.
Yeah. Maybe that was the wash part. You
Yeah,
think?
yeah.
Could have been.
It's absolutely freezing up here, and I'm on top of Werner Flow in Stockport. And the reason that I've took you here is because I wanted to sort of put into perspective in the video what the residents of this area at the top of Stockport would have actually witnessed. Now when everyone was sort of running underground in Manchester into the air raid shelters and in Stockport, they would have actually the people that actually lived up here, the residents, would have sadly have been able to have seen what was going on in the centre of Manchester, which was witnessing the Blitz. Now if I just sort of turn you around here, and it would be sort of this way, in sort of this direction, and what I will do is I'll try and zoom in. But the people up here, like I say, the people, sorry about that, the people up here and the residents would have seen the Blitz actually taking place. And I've read accounts up here as well that the embers, once the Germans had sort of bombed Manchester, embers and pieces of paper and stuff like that would float up onto the hills of Werner Flow. And you could see like the ashes and bits of debris that was sort of scattered in the air from when the Germans blitzed Manchester all those years ago. And like I say, I wanted to put into perspective the sort of a feeling of helplessness stood here actually watching that take place, and you couldn't have done anything about it. It really does sort of, I think the penny would have dropped for me if I was living up here at that time, actually witnessing what was going on. But I wanted to take you up here and just basically show you what, at the top of Werner Flow, the view that you would have got.
Given the history of what this place once stood for, it would be of no surprise to me that there could possibly be some sort of energy still down in the shelters. An old warden maybe, still doing his job. Who knows? I suppose we all believe in different things, don't we? The shelters were built to protect the people of Stockport, and it definitely saved lives. The lives of our grandparents and great-grandparents. And without it, who knows? Maybe some of us wouldn't even be alive today. That's why its history has to be respected. So the next time that you hear about the air raid shelters of Stockport, whether it's the Air Raid Museum, Brinksway, or Dodge Hill, spare a thought for the people that spent night after night down there, worrying for the loved ones, or fearing that when they came out the shelter, they might not have even had a home to go back to. Ladies and gents, this was the story of Stockport'S, Dodge Hill, Air Raid Shelter.